Hey there, welcome back. Thank you for your time yet again, joining me on this high performance conversation today. I hope that you're getting value out of what you're learning so far. This is super empowering stuff if you put it to use. The thing is, are you putting it to use? Last week, we talked about seeking clarity, how you can go about you generating clarity in your day-to-day interactions, how you can choose how you want to be perceived when you walk into a room, how you want another human being to perceive you after going through the conversation, how you wish your day to go depending on the way that you choose to seek the clarity in your day. Now, all of these habits, they work independently, meaning one works by itself. They also work codependently, meaning one also alters the next. If you are continuously and consciously practicing these habits, you'll start to see that for yourself. You'll start to see that one habit over time will continually improve the next. And if you just focus on the one, that one itself could take you to the next level. However, if you really focus on just the one, you'll start to also be interested and committed on focusing on the next. This week, we talk about generating energy. That is high performance habit number 2. How do you generate energy throughout your day? Now, I mentioned this in our first conversation, right? We don't have energy, just like you don't have clarity. You develop it through conscious choice. Same thing with energy. I'll bring back the analogy. We're like the generators. If you go into a generation plant, right, you don't find power inside it. You find mechanisms that generate power. Same thing with us. If you were to cut us open, you don't find energy in us. No. We generate the energy. If you were to really and consciously focus on the energy that you hold in the palm of your hand, the amount of energy you have right here is mind-blowing. Go do some research. Go look at that in itself and start to realize the power, the literal energy that we all hold within every single one of us. The thing with high performers is, as they're going through their day, they have practices that continuously recharge them. They have a conscious choice in what they do day to day that keeps them energized. Now, in this conversation now on generating energy, I want to make it very clear that it's not just physical energy. We want to start to focus on other areas, like the mental energy, like your physical energy, your emotional energy, your spiritual energy. All of these different areas of life that combined equal a sustained and heightened level of success, of joy, of accomplishment over the long term. So if you are going through your day-to-day and you're wondering, why do I feel tired as I'm going halfway through my day? Why is it that right now I just woke up? You ever felt like that? You just wake up and you're like, why am I already tired? Or maybe you've already had a bunch of coffee or however else you get your energy substance-wise, and you continue to wonder, why am I still tired? Or maybe you just feel like you've gotten enough sleep, but for some reason you're all foggy in your mind. It feels like you can't really focus on whatever it is that you're looking to do. If we can start to realize that it's because you haven't been consciously and willfully generating the energy, you can start to really take ownership of that. And that's one of the biggest things when it comes to high performance. We want to really take ownership on the things that we wish to develop. They don't just happen automatically. Look, these high performance habits are not about the habits that come automatically and easily to us. These are the habits that are willed through conscious choice. Over time, they need to be practiced consistently, and again, by choice. So let's talk about the first practice, right? And the first practice in generating energy, it's a little bit redundant, but it's be the generator. Now, what do I mean by being the generator? Again, we got to start to look that if we are just letting the circumstances of life dictate how we feel, then we're not going to be consciously living the life that we choose to. Think about that. If the circumstances around us dictate how we feel, then the feelings dictate how we live. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're driving and a sad song comes up. For me, Coldplay always hit a chord. Always hit a chord. Why? I don't know. When any of Coldplay's songs always came on, always, they always hit a chord. Specifically, I think it was called Sparks. Always. Now, on the other end, if a happy and playful and joyful song came on, for me, I love any house music. House music just lights me up. Now, when that comes on, it completely shifts my mood. Think about it for yourself. Do you have a song that you can think of right now off the top of your head that when it plays, it kind of just like brings you down, almost like has you feeling melancholy and sad? And then on the other end, you have a song that when you listen to it, you get fired up and you're ready to go. Maybe you put it on at the gym as you're getting prepped up for your workout, right? It's because you're allowing the circumstances around you to dictate how you feel. And if we allow those feelings to dictate the actions we take, we're not going to perform at our peak performance. We could perform at a peak performance for maybe a little bit, but if we look at the long term, what are you actually completing there? Like the perfect example, you're at the gym, you're listening to a song that fires you up. The minute it's over, what if a song that gets you sad comes on? Now that fire and pumped up feeling that you had isn't there anymore. However, if you are the generator, if you're consciously choosing how you're going to generate yourself, going through your day-to-day, then those choices make the biggest difference for you and your life. So make sure you go to the homework. Make sure you read the documents to follow. You'll see some questions on there that you can start to ask yourself as you're going through your day. What are some questions that I can continually ask myself? And these are questions to ask in the beginning of the day, throughout your day, at the end of your day, as you're about to go into conversation with anybody in your life. What is the energy you wish to bring into the interaction? What is the energy you wish to generate in the interaction? Don't allow the feelings, because feelings are fleeting. One moment you're fired up, the next moment you're not. If you allow the feelings to dictate how you act, you're gonna find yourself going through a roller coaster of life. We're not looking to do that, are we? No. We're looking to live a sustained and heightened level of success, joy, and fulfillment, connected and engaged with the people around us over the long term. At least that's what high performance is all about. At least that's why I'm here, and I hope that you're here for the same reason. Practice number 2. We are going to start practicing to release tension and set intention. Now this is really interesting. This is one that when I first learned, it was kind of like, it kind of seems like too much to do as I'm going through my day. However, let's just paint the picture here. So we wake up, we go to work, right? Now on the way to work, we're in our car by ourselves, listening to music, audios, whatever we're doing. With the moment we're inside the building or wherever we're going to work, we're now with somebody else. We're now with a group of people, right? In between that car and your job, the interaction with others, right? That shift, those transitions, they could be prepped. In order to achieve success and that performance that we're talking about, that transition is used as a way to prep yourself, right? Fast forward, the day just passed, it's 5 o'clock, you're walking out of your building, you're about to go to work. Go home, I should say. You're heading home, right? In between you getting out of work and getting home, that's another transition, right? If you don't leave behind what you just experienced at work, what's gonna happen? What are you gonna bring into your house, into your home, into your family? That's right, what you experienced at work. So this concept of releasing tension and setting intention is very simple as you're going through the major transitions of your day. Now, it doesn't have to mean you have to leave your house. For me, I work from home. So what that means is when I'm done with one particular task, I choose to sit down, release tension, and after I'm done releasing tension, I now set intention. What does release intention look like, you may be asking? It's very simple. You can do a couple different things. Me, I prefer to sit, close my eyes, take a couple of deep breaths, and as I'm breathing, I am literally in my mind, I'm repeating the word release. Release, release, release. Now in this practice, as I'm breathing, I'm visualizing white smoke, vibrant white smoke coming in through my nostrils, coming in through my diaphragm, filling my whole body with brand new oxygen. And as I'm exhaling, I'm letting go of tension, dark smoke, brown smoke, just cloud smoke, however you want to see it. The whole concept of this is you are feeling yourself up with new energy as you're letting go of that old energy. Whatever that was, doesn't have to be bad energy. You're just letting something from that you just did behind. So you're not carrying it forward into what you're doing next. Now that's one way you could release tension. Another way, I also do this sometimes, go for a walk. Now I love to be in nature. So if I could put my feet on some ground, whether it's grass, whether it's sand, whether it's just the ground, there's something that releases something in me on its own. So you can kind of play around it for yourself. You can go for a walk, you can go step in the ocean, put your feet in sand, put your feet in grass, or you can also sit down and just practice that practice of releasing the tension. Now, it doesn't have to be anything long, 3 to 5 minutes. Once you're done releasing the tension, you're now set in tension, meaning, again, this is where you're generating consciously the energy you wish to bring into the next interaction. And this also ties into last week's conversation on seeking clarity. You're now generating the way that you're gonna show up in whatever that next task is. So when you let go, you could almost think of it as you're emptying your cup, right? This water is no longer usable. You're emptying the cup. You're now being what's to come next, and you're now gonna fill the cup with some clean water. Again, quote unquote. What you're doing is you're choosing how you wish to show up, the energy you wish to bring. Are you gonna be excited? Are you gonna be focused? Are you gonna be in a place of presence? Where are you gonna be? Practice number 2. Practice number 3, you're gonna stay empowered. You're gonna start empowered, You're gonna start empowered. Now, what does this mean? Starting empowered. The first hour of your day is the absolutely most important part of your day. The first hour of your day is gonna set up how you're going to come into your whole day. It dictates how you're gonna be. It dictates the energy you're gonna bring. It dictates how you're going to do the things you're gonna do. So if you are choosing to start the first hour of your day by being empowered, right, you'll start to see now that by the conscious choice, you'll feel more energy. And think about it, if you wake up and the first thing you do is scroll through social media or turn on the TV and watch the news, you can just kind of like innately feel the energy that brings to you. However, if you wake up, and this is some of the practices you can do, if you can wake up and you start to write out the things you're conscious for, you start to really appreciate what you've already experienced. You start to appreciate the fact that you're even in a warm, cozy bed with, now that it's winter, with the heat, right? You can start to take these little actions that over time, the energy that you generate are going to be completely different and will drive your day in a different way. Try it out. Now, that's the beginning of the day. At the end of the day, you can also start to do something similar. You can start to see, what lessons can I take from today moving forward? So you can start with, what am I grateful for today? A couple of things. You can end the day with, what lessons can I take moving forward? Right? And this generation of energy, this being empowered, you're choosing to be empowered. You're choosing how you start your day. You're choosing how you go through your day to day. Willful. Right? So if you can just take on those 3 practices as you're going through your day, you can really start to shift the energy. Now, here's some bonus stuff. We're gonna talk about 5 areas. These are some bonus areas that really, when you can focus on them, you can start to see a whole different shift in your life. And this is what we're talking about. It's encompassing all areas of life. First off, we wanna talk about your mind. Your mind. How are you keeping your mind clear? How are you keeping your mind in shape? And you can start to think for yourself, what are some of the goals that I have for my mental state of being? What am I generating for myself in my personal development? How am I keeping myself on task? How am I keeping myself clear? Am I practicing some sort of mindfulness practice? Am I doing something to keep me just balanced? And then, what are some habits I can develop through my day-to-day to make sure that my mind is kept in that sharp state? 2, the body. Now again, the body is this, here we are. This is the car. This is the car. If you're not taking care of your car, guess what? You're not gonna get anywhere. So what actions can you take? What are some of your goals that you have? One of the things that my mentor continuously says is, go get yourself checked out as much as possible. And yes, go get yourself checked out as much as possible. Because just because something isn't showing up right now, doesn't mean there may be something out of balance. Now, this isn't expecting the worst, this is preparing for the worst, expecting the best. You're just preparing for it. That's it. No need to expect the worst. No need to be afraid. Just prepare. How do you do that? Go get checked out. Go see a nutritionist. Go get your blood checked. Go see if there may possibly be something out of balance. Watch what you eat. If you eat something and it makes you tired, pay attention to that. Your body's telling you something. If you eat something and you feel great, pay attention to that. Your body's telling you something. Goals. And then habits. What are some habits you can take up throughout your day? What are some things that you do throughout your day that brings you down, your energy level down? What are some things that bring level of energy up? For me, I know that if I catch myself on social media middle of the day for longer than 5 minutes, my energy level starts dropping. Why? Because I'm not conscious of my life at that point in time. I'm diving into this virtual world, which is okay. But again, for my energy levels, I need to be aware of that, right? Third area, your mission, right? We want to start to take a look at your mission. What is your mission in life? Are you conscious of what that mission is? Because if you have a goal towards what your mission is and you have habits in play towards what your mission is, you're gonna be more consistent and you're gonna be more conscious towards the action that you're taking. Mission. Relationships. What are some goals that you have in your relationships? It's all about relationships. Human beings, we're human beings. That's the way that we work. It's relationship based. I've shared it before. If we put somebody on an island, that person will create somebody imaginary in their mind, because we are creatures run by society, by a community. So how are your relationships? Do you have goals through relationships? What habits are you going to develop towards your relationships? And 5, environment. Key. This is one of the biggest things. If your environment is cluttered, look, your mind's going to be cluttered. If your environment is out of whack, you're more than likely going to be out of whack. This is a huge thing when it comes to personal development and actually metaphysics. As within, so without. So if you're wondering what's going on in here, start to take a look out here and start to really realize, what are the goals that you've had for your environment? Do you even have any? Do you want to keep your room clean? Do you want to keep your house neat? Is watching the way you look physically, is that something of importance to you? Because look, the environment dictates everything around you. And what are some habits you can pick up? If the environment is something you want to improve, what are some habits you can pick up in your day-to-day to improve that? So there you have it. Week number 3, we're talking about generating energy. Again, that level of sustained and heightened level of just joy and connection and engagement, where the well-being that we're all striving to experience is possible. These habits need to be practiced willfully. By conscious choice, they won't just happen because they'll happen. If you're waiting for them to happen, you're gonna lose. You gotta be consistent in these. You gotta practice them day to day. Set up triggers for yourself, whatever that looks like. For me, my phone is my best friend in the context of alarms. I have so many alarms set up on my phone. Lauren gets so angry because they go off all the time. For me, they're reminders. It's like, oh, alarm. What am I generating for myself right now? How am I feeling? What am I bringing to my experience? What is the context of my life? Right? All of these little triggers over time make the biggest difference. If you can start to really be aware and get conscious of the fact that your mind works like a vinyl disc, the more you think about something, the deeper the grooves go. The deeper the grooves go, the better the song sounds. How about your song of life? Are you choosing to create that, or are you just allowing the things around you to create that? So if you got any value out of this, share this with some friends. Share that with someone in your life that you see a lot of value. Share this with someone that you see, it looks like you could really use some more energy. And I don't mean that in an offensive way. I just mean that let's take a look at these things together so we can continually improve together. It's about unity and community. Now, take a look at the homework. Follow up on it. How can you consistently be working on these things? What can you set up for yourself? That's what the homework's for. Just a simple set of questions. That's it. Keep tuned. Next week, we're going to start talking about some really interesting things that continuously move all of the habits forward. Really excited to bring them to you. See you then.